morning. Hey, hi, hello. Sorry I'm late. It's been one of those days. So if you can let me know if you can hear me, if you can see me, story time with Chantelle for today. I really appreciate those of you that have been waiting patiently in the chat for me to, you know, get here. And if you are watching the live stream or the replay, just have a look down and see if you can see the words top chat. Change that over to live chat. So we've got Kelly has used one of her super chats to let me know that she can see and hear me. Thank you, Kelly. All right, I've literally just come running into this room, so I've got to like get comfy and everything yet. So yesterday, oh, I'm just all squeaky now. Yesterday, I helped Claire out with her live streams at this time on Wednesdays, every second Wednesday. So not next week, but the week after. Um, the we had a scheduled power outage, and the problem with the scheduled power outage is the schedule is they tell you like, oh, it could be anytime between 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. In there somewhere, there'll be a big whack of time that there is a scheduled power outage. It's like, oh, okay, cool. So I had all this planned, like I like charged up. I've got a laptop that will let me USB-C charge it. So I had that laptop fully charged up. A battery pack that will recharge a laptop twice. I have lots of data on my phone because no power means no internet. So all of these things, and it was just I basically had to pull apart this desk to fit in all of the stuff that I needed to use for the thing. So I don't know why I didn't fix it back up yesterday afternoon. I didn't. I was doing other things. So this morning, Abby's got the car, so I gain an hour. So this morning I'm in here setting everything back up, and it's like cameras aren't working, microphone's not working, and I'm just like, oh my god, this is gonna be the worst live stream ever. But I think everything's working now. We will soon find out. We will soon find out. So, I'm just gonna have a quick look through the chat here. Good morning, Artsog. Welcome, welcome, Kimberly from Pennsylvania. Hello, how are you? Francis, good morning. Welcome to the chat. There's so much chatting going on before I jumped in. Because at one stage I was like, oh yeah, I'm legit cool. I'm just gonna go and make my drinks now, like the 5 minutes before live stream. And then I was just like, hang on, before I do that, I'm just gonna test all my, my buttons to make sure all the camera switches change. And the overhead camera for the work was so blurry, and it took me ages to work out what the problem was. I think I fixed it. I think. So in my hot little hands today, I'll be working on my queen. So let me know what you're working on. I know not everybody is working out special blue spanners. Leanne is in the chat. Just checking if there's any other spanners yet. No. Leanne, it's on your shoulders today so far. So Leanne is a blue spanner or a blue wrench. And that means that Leanne's a moderator, and so she's the only person who can add in links. Other moderators will be able to as well when they come in. But so she has like some special powers. Oh, Sally is here as well. Thank you, Sally. And thank you for sharing that on your Facebook as well. She's like, I'm here. So huge thank you to Sally for being here as well as our mod extraordinaire. The other thing to notice is there'll be blue names who are the moderators. There are the white names who are the regular viewers, and then there are the green names, and these are like superhero supporters of the live stream. These are channel members. So if you would like to join up and become a channel member, you'll get your own little yarn ninja. It'll change color depending on how long you've been a channel member for. And then after you've been a channel member for a month, each month you'll be allowed to post one of these, see those big green channel member comments? So you'll get one of those free every month. Usually to get that kind of thing, you would need to super chat. But as a channel member, you get one of those free every month. So, And it just really helps to make sure that I've got the gear that I need to run these live streams. I didn't change that camera, but you might be able to see some of the things that I have. So I've got like a really high powered laptop. You can't, oh, I should have moved that camera. I meant to, but I did not. But over here, we've got a monitor, we've got camera, microphone, lights. So we have all of the things. And the only reason that we have or that I have this stuff is because of the channel members and the Patreon members as well. So there is a Patreon also if you prefer Patreon over YouTube channel memberships. And if you would love to chip in that way, you absolutely can. Okay. Deep breath. Okay, I have 2 cups today. Well, technically 3 because it was my birthday what day are we? Like 10 days ago or something. And Abby and Tim got me this amazing stainless steel water cup. My only issue is this. That's it. That's my only issue. It makes so much noise. But it keeps my water lovely and cool. And so I technically have 3 cups. So that one's just got water. Then I have my cup with coffee. My cup with coffee. And I also have a teacup that's got a lid on it. Here, look, I'll show you. See, it's got a lid, keeping the tea hot for a bit later. I don't know how hot it keeps it, but it keeps it hot enough. Ruth says, "Oh, like me, both." Yes, that's right. Ruth is one of our like power super members who actually contributes over on Patreon as well as here on YouTube. And I don't even know what to say. There's so much gratitude for Ruth and all the other channel members and Patreon supporters. So I just love it. Ruth, I love this. Francis says, my superpower is being an awesome supporter. And you are. And you are, Francis. Thank you. Okay. So, look, this is the thing, right? Because I had to pull so much stuff out yesterday, this morning, I actually totally emptied off the desk and cleaned it all down and then put everything back. I found some settings in the computer to try and fix this microphone because it kept being a butt face and would only work when it felt like it. Or more, it only worked when the computer felt like it. There's something where USBs can be turned off to be power saved. It's like, dude, it's my microphone. I don't want it turned off unless I turn it off. So, Googled. Hopefully my computer's not going to explode with all the settings I changed. So, can everyone like put some like positive juju this way so that my computer doesn't explode? That would be great. Kathy says I support both as well. Oh my gosh, Kathy, thank you. I know there's a few of you who do both. And I'm just blown away. I'm just blown away. Yeah, it's one of these things where I don't even know what to say, honestly. Like, I look at it and I just think, why would you do it in both places? But I'm not going to complain. I'm like supremely grateful. It's been so helpful. A few weeks back, I had to change the microphone situation here. I've got a fantastic one, which I love, love, love. This guy here, right? Fantastic microphone. Nothing wrong with it. Except one thing. It picks up every bit of noise. And in the old studio, that didn't matter that much. I was the only one out there. But in this studio, which is just a room in my house that I've taken over, my daughter's bedroom is just here. There's a bathroom behind this wall. The dining table is like literally 3 meters away, like 9 feet. Then the kitchen is so basically it was picking up cupboard doors being closed in the kitchen and the fridge being open, and it was just picking up everything. So I was able, due to the support of everybody here, to just go out and just buy a new microphone and the equipment that it needed to run, so that hopefully you just hear me, you don't hear all the rest of the noise. Now Louis has tested the limit. So those of you that don't know, Louis is my dog. And his barking still gets picked up, but that's because he's a little like yip 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 dog, and it's makes your ears bleed. So I'm not surprised a microphone picks it up. Oh, Kathy, That's beautiful. Thank you. I don't even know. You no making me cry in the first 20 minutes of a live stream. You guys, I'm crocheting now. There's crocheting happening now. I need to focus on something because you're all too kind, and I'll just make make sadness, like happy sadness. It's happy sadness. Um, Actually, like I've moved Louis's chair. It's over here next to me because it's got like extra, like it's got my scissors and my phone and my water cup. So Louis is probably going to try and come in here at some stage and be like, "Hey, where's my chair, dude?" And just like trash something because that's what he does. That's how he takes out his vengeance. If something's not how he likes it, he's like, "Fine, then I'm just going to take this tissue and turn it into 9,000 pieces." Artux is lover of Louis. I love that. All right, like so. Fingers crossed. We are changing screens. Okay, let's hope it works. Um, what are we waiting 5 minutes for? Louis is the resident Muppet. He is the resident Muppet. Tim has my husband hasn't taken him for a walk for the last like 2 or 3 days because it's been a bit rainy in the mornings. And last night, Louis was off the chain. He was just running up and down the house, like and just like parkouring off the furniture. And I was just like, honey, you got to take him for a walk tomorrow morning. I cannot cope with another day of that. Sorry, I just had to count how many I was doing. And this morning, Tim's gotten up bright and sparky to oh yeah, and it's right-handed. Yes, I went through and fixed some settings. So hopefully it's all nice and clear. Oh, no crying in the first 20 minutes, so wait for 5 more minutes. I get it now. Thank you, Francis. Thank you for explaining things to me because sometimes my brain just goes, yeah, nope. Words, who needs them? So, but yeah, so this morning Louis like sitting like because first things in like he doesn't sleep under the blankets or anything like that. But in the morning he comes jumping in the bed and is just like, "Hello, I'm here. Aren't I adorable?" And and he does sort of scooch in under the edge of the blanket. And normally he'll just lay his head on you and just go back to sleep for 5 minutes until you get up. But this morning, because Tim was moving around and like putting his shoes on, he's got his walking shorts on. Like Tim knows, Louis knows the outfit, and Louis was like, "What's happening? What's going on? What am I missing? I need to see." And so Louis was very excited about going for a walk today, except he came home more excited than when he left. So, oh, it is insane. Kimberly has asked a question. How early is it here? It is currently about 10:15 in the morning on Thursday. So we are. I'm in the future. If you're in the US, I'm in the future. Um, it's sunny here in the future in the subtropics of Queensland. So yeah, I'm a bit. This is only my second cup of coffee because basically, I was really thankful that the camera wasn't working straight away because I realized I was doing a lot of my initial setup in my pajamas. So at one stage, I was like, right, I think it's time to go and put on actual clothes now. Does Louis have doggy friends? He's got, look, he likes cats. So he's got Tibbles the cat, who he tortures, I mean, plays with, which is our cat. He's also got Skits, which is the ginger cat next door. It is so funny when Skits comes to the fence. They actually just play through the fence, and Skits posts his little ginger paws under the fence, and then Louis pounces on him, and then Skits moves it. Like it's really funny. But there's a new dog in the house on the other side. So Skits has actually got two big dogs, but they are real big dogs, and Louis sort of they bark through the fence, and Louis jumps back, and it's I don't think Louis much finds them, like not finds them. Louis doesn't much like that. But the big dog next door on the other side, he he's very cute. His name is Ned. And he actually stands up like basically there's a short part of the fence. So we've got like a 6 foot fence all the way along, and then it drops down to a brick fence. And so he stands up like right at that point. So his head just like his paws and his head are just at the fence line, like just there. So when we open our front door, he's like right there, like over at the fence. And it's like, "Hello, are you going out? What are you doing? Is it fun?" And then when we come home and Louis comes out, he gets so excited. So we lift Louis up and they go and talk. But we were actually talking to their owners yesterday, and we think that we should try and put them together in the same yard and see what happens. But I'm always a bit nervous about that. Um, oh, Lisby's in Facebook jail. Lisby, why are you in Facebook jail? What did you do this time? Ruth says that it's 8:17 in Florida. Oh, and it is. It's the first day of spring here in Australia. So yeah. Although I don't think that anyone told the weather because it's just as cold this morning as it was yesterday morning. So yeah, this time. Yeah. Like you're naughty. You do stuff. Um, so look, do you know what? I got a warning about, oh, you're going to go to Facebook jail. Someone reported your post, blah, 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 blah. And I looked at the post and I was just like, are you kidding? Like, really? That's insane. And I just think some people don't have senses of humor. And so rather than just scroll on, they actually hit report, which, is nasty. I could have sworn I just heard the kitchen alarm go off and I'm like, I did not set the kitchen alarm. Francis says, we had spring yesterday. Today, winter came back. So, yeah, it is definitely one of those, the weather just doesn't quite know what it wants to do right now here. So we're getting like winter mornings and then it's sort of spring by lunchtime and then the sun goes down and then it goes back to winter again. Kimberly says that summer unofficially ends here in the US on the Labor Day. Yeah, I read that in other countries they use like, I think it was something like the 22nd of the month as their cutoff and changeover days, whereas we just use like the first. I don't actually know if it makes any real difference. I mean, winter's always confused and never wants to go away. So, yeah. I commented on a post. Oh, hang on. She commented on a post on things we do to our husbands. I commented on using his hand to wake him up when snoring. Apparently, Facebook doesn't condone violence. Huh. Really? Hey, El Pepe. Welcome to the chat. Do they use the solstice? I think they might do. Which, I suppose it works. Oh, there we go. In Germany, it's the 21st of the month. The solstice falls on the 21st. Yeah, maybe it was the 21st I was thinking, not the 22nd. I like that, Artsog. Is hot, it's summer. Is cold, it's winter. It's in between, it's fine. Even funnier, Brendan shared a screenshot of my jailing comment to the post. He's fine. I tried to share the same screenshot, got another week. Oh, really? Oh my God. Oh, I don't even know what to say. Oh my God, I just found my hat. I've been looking for my hat because I like to wear a hat when I'm out walking, but I couldn't find it. And I only have one. So I was like, oh, I'm going to have to bite the bullet and buy another hat. But I just spotted it. It's somewhere very safe. I put it somewhere safe. Oh, geez. Time for school to start in central Wisconsin. It'll be 29 degrees for the first week. Yuck. Yuck. That's not awesome. And I appreciate you Googling and checking out what the C was as well, Kathy. I know C is not your thing, Celsius. Oh, there we go. Kimberly's daughter is in college in Berlin. That's awesome. So, what's everybody else working on? Did you guys tell me and I missed it, or did I forget to ask? Because I mean, that happens. I think I've said something and then I didn't. I'm obviously still working on my queen. We are currently so close to being finished. I'm on the second repeat of the third chart. The second repeat of the fifth chart And so basically, after I finish it the second time, so I'm sort of just like here. So I've got that much, like halfway through the second repeat of the 5th chart. Then I've got to do the actual 3rd repeat, which goes all the way to the top, which is much longer. And then I'm border time, baby. I can't wait for the border, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Sally, that's right. I do know Sally's answer. Sally is not crafting because she is busy being a moderator to make sure that no people are being evil and no, there's no bots and there's no people typing in rude stuff or, all the things that the mods do to make sure we're in a nice, happy, safe place to keep crafting and that I can enjoy my time with you rather than focusing on being the moderator extraordinaire. The computer was helpful. Kathy was like, I Googled that the computer was helpful. Ruth's doing a shawl by Tina. Do you know which is it? Does she only have one shawl or I don't know. I haven't even seen it. Lisby says, I've been baking this week, doing a ton of fondant decorations for my nephew's first birthday. It's green sheep theme. Is that like the green sheep book? Currently debating between working on the cardigan or the shawl. Need to work on the cardigan, but cardigan? We're just going to change the words. But the shawl is more interesting. So I'm cleaning my room instead. I call that procrastinating when you need to be doing something else, but you can't think of what it is. So you just clean instead, procrastinating. Lisby says, I'd add photos to the fun zone, but because I'm naughty, because you're in Facebook jail, you can save them up and show us later. Johnny's here, bringing up the vid in the TV. Hey, something that I noticed this week, and you guys may have already noticed it. Sorry, I'm sliding off my chair. That when you're watching YouTube on your TV now, if you look at the comments, so it depends on how you're doing it. If you're going like we have an Android TV, but when you bring it on screen, you can see like there's a spot down the bottom. I'm trying to visualize it. And you can tap live chat, like arrow across and hit live chat, and the live chat appears on the screen on the TV. You can't comment that way. But yeah, and we realized that you can actually also, if you're watching a replay, it doesn't work in the live chat yet, but if you're watching a replay, you can send super thanks through the TV. I was just like, what? So that I saw all that like a couple of days ago. Jancy, hey, welcome to the chat. Bottom section of a penguano? I don't know. And I agree, Artsog. Sally and Leanne sacrifice. Woot. Kimberly's working on so many baby blankets. John's on a cardigan. Cardigan. Oh no, you're just picking on how I say words. No, that's fine. That's legit. Not working on anything for another couple of days. My jumper is waiting for sewing in ends and assembly. It's the new one she has out. Oh, okay. I'll have to have a look on that. That's Tina Shaw. John's in Facebook jail as well. John, did you create a second account and join the fun zone with the second account? Procrastinate. Yeah, like I've got like procrastinating, procrastinating. No, it's procrastinating, procrastinating. Yeah, stupid Facebook. Yeah, you guys are both naughty. I was rummaging around looking for Taylor's chalk and found 2 Fiberific pens. Score. Hey, Melissa, welcome to the chat. Lisby, here we go. I'll leave that one for Lisby. Weaving, Francis is weaving a red scarf. Kelly has started a new cardigan and actually swatched and washed the swatch first. Wait, what? Did it make a difference? Did you measure it first to see if it actually made a difference washing it? I would have. I do have my queen out, Melissa. I was so tempted to do my my mitts that I'm working on for my mum, except so everybody's sitting down. Are you ready? I recorded a review of something that's nearly ready to be posted. It'll come out next week here on this channel. It's just a short video, like 5 minutes. I would super appreciate that, even if even if it's not your thing, if you could just watch it, because I haven't put up a video, like a pre-recorded video on this channel in so long, it's not funny. Um, so and working on the, mitts, it's a knitting thing. So working on the mitts, I may have given away some more details about what the video is about. So, yeah, I'm very excited. Um, John is still working on his weather blanket. Did you find your missing colors? You'd lost, like, lost some color years or something. Mm. Okay, John, that's all right. I was just a bit worried. I didn't know if you'd been spoofed. Um, Sue Singleton is in the house. She is working today. That's our working lurkers. So shout out and a big hello to all our working lurkers who sneaky put the live stream on when they're supposed to be at work. So I appreciate you for making the effort. Leslie is knitting a shawl. Nice. Which shawl are you knitting, Leslie? I have been craving well, it's not the latest, it's one of the more recent, I can't remember the name of it, but one of the more recent Boo Knits patterns, or beaded lace. Oh, but I'm not. Um, Mel is a working lurker as well. The last hat has been done. Kathy, what was your total? Last I heard, you're up around 130, I want to say. Leanne is always awesome. Hello to all the lurkers and the replay watchers. We appreciate you. Yes, we do. Always. I'm assuming you're falling off the chair because I've made a pre-record. I've nearly finished editing it. I've just got like a little bit more footage I want to add, and then it's ready to rock and roll. Yeah. So, woo! 2 more weeks. Yes, Friday. So tomorrow, 2 weeks tomorrow 2 weeks will be the Fiberific retreat for those of you that can make it. Oh, you didn't lose colors, you ran out of yarn. Oh, okay. For some reason I thought that you like had misplaced some colors. Claire is in the house. Claire has posted up her artisan member, which I can't share through StreamYard. It's really annoying. But she's like, hello, and throws a late note across the top. I could just see you walking in like, you know. Let me have a look here. Lots of hellos for Claire. What here the link? Which El Pepe? I don't know what you mean. What link are you talking about? 36 watching, 19 likes. That doesn't seem right. Not Kathy. Jackie's in the house. Hello, Jackie. Are you working and lurking? El Pepe is like, it's 23 likes. El Pepe, we're sneaking up. Every time we look at it, it jumps. So thank you to everybody. You like the video? Thank you. Thank you, everybody liking the video. Jancy is here. So happy to not be a work lurker today and being able to sit on the couch and craft for the first time in months. Oh, you've got to love that. You've absolutely got to love that. Lots of looking at the different shawls people are working on. So if you are here in this live chat, we have a special place, our Fiberific Fun Zone over on Facebook, where you've got to answer a couple of questions to come in, and you can jump in and add photos of your projects that you're working on and things that we talked about in the live stream and stuff like that, so that we can continue the conversation even when we're not here live on YouTube. And it means I get to see what you're working on, not just you seeing what I work on. So I love it when you guys do that. Deb says my dog ate my late note. Oh, I'll tell you what, I have a funny story. I was moderating for another streamer, and accidentally I accidentally clicked on the wrong comment. I was going to boot someone from the live chat because they were being rude and disrespectful. And I clicked it, but accidentally grabbed the wrong one. So I went to move down to the next comment, and Louis was on the desk, and Louis must have just hit something. And I had to jump on and get the head moderator. I'm like, dude, can you please kick that person. I didn't mean to kick them. I wanted to get the next one down." And he was like joking about, "Oh, slippery fingers," or something like that. And I was like, "No, the dog did it." And he didn't believe me. So I had to send him photos of Louis on the desk. He was just like, "Your dog is so tiny and small and cute." And I forgive him for kicking people out of the live stream. But it was really fun. But yeah, the dog did it. It wasn't me. Oh, Jackie, that's so exciting. Oh, you're going to totally hang out there all of the time. If you're here in the chat, there's a special place for you. For some reason, my brain instantly jumped to a quote in Firefly. I'm moving on. Claire says, "I'm lurking today. Got to clean the house." Oh, boring. I know what you mean. My house needs some love. I'm not prepared to give it any. I'm going to sit here and craft instead. Fiberific Fun Zone link. Thank you, Leanne. So right click that link. What's an LYS? Local yarn store. So that is what an LYS is. That is so awesome. We've already moved one of our weekly catch-ups to there. That's brilliant. I love that. Oh my gosh. That is awesome. I love that. That's so cool. I love it when, like, I understand when people are like, "Okay, it's time to sell the business. I need a break. I need to change whatever." I get that 100%. But I particularly love it when somebody else who is just as passionate takes over the business and it doesn't disappear. It'll change because new person has new vision, and that's okay. But I love that it didn't just close, because that's usually what happens, right? Um, to be honest, I don't want them all there to be want them all to be there. Lizzie needs to be able to relax away from the shop too. That's actually an excellent point to make. Yeah. When I don't text her, my friends are squaring, so making granny squares is now called squaring. It works, and you know what they're talking about. It's not like you're like, "Huh? Wait, what now?" Oh, and and when you're attaching the squares into strips. Oh my gosh. Yes. I can see how that works. Oh my goodness. So I still have not finished the bag that I was making for my mum. I have to get my sewing machine up to the Genome Center, which is not nearby. And apparently you have to ring and book because there's such a wait. I have booked Abby's formal dress alterations in. So fingers crossed that all works out. So that's happening next week. There's so much stuff going on right now. It's so exciting and so scary. My baby's finishing high school. And she just, yeah, proud mum moment. You know, if she passes, which we have this discussion with her all the time. So, yeah. Oh, I can't put that one up on the screen, Jackie, because while we all agree, my concern is that YouTube may not understand that crocheters have another name. Oh, John, I can't share that one either. Oh, wow. YouTube does all sorts of things. Hang on a second. I put that in the wrong spot. That one goes wait. That one's there. That one's there. I don't even know. I need one here. I'm putting one here. All good. Oh yeah, all good. All right. Is Abby still wait? Yes, she is. Lisby, she's nearly finished her Cert 2 in Animal Studies, and she got a step closer to that yesterday, which was so exciting. I've got my fingers like crossed so hard she passes that. And then apparently there is this is what I heard, and I don't know how true it is, but apparently there is such a shortage of vet nurses right now that Abby can be, once she finishes this Cert 2 in Animal Studies, she can be hired as a vet nurse as long as she's working on her Cert 4. So she can actually be paid full-time wages while she finishes her certifications. So I'm just like, "Really? I thought we were gonna have to, like, So it is very exciting for her right now. The job that she wants is in high demand, and she's halfway trained for it already before she finishes high school. So that's pretty cool. One more week and I'm heading up to Spinners Camp with my mum and big sister. That's so exciting. I cannot wait to see photos. Um, oh, John says so my twin brother with the similar name on Facebook will be posting my blanket progress photos in the fun zone. But thanks, John. And John's twin brother with a similar name. Oh my goodness. But yes, she does have a clear vision for now. I mean, this is something that they talk about a lot in Australian schools is when we went to school back in the day, um, you planned for a career and you planned for a single career. Whereas now they're actually teaching kids differently because each person now no longer has just one career and they stick with it for life, they might change careers 5 to 7 times, like, like, not just jobs, but totally different careers and industries. It's very unusual for someone to stay in the same career the whole time now. Um, so it's definitely, interesting how they teach them, but, she's got her Cert 2 in hospitality, so at a pinch, she's got that. And now she's just about finished her Cert 2 in animal studies and then will be going into her Cert 4. Kimberly just joined the Facebook group. Welcome to the group, Kimberly. Game Widows, excuse me, Chantelle, how many people are attending retreat? We have 20. 20, a nice round 20. Lisby says, I've had like 4 different careers. I've had, let me think, I've had 3. Um, I mean, I'm technically pivoting into a 4th. I don't know, probably more than that. It's probably more, like totally different roles. So yeah, it when you sit down and think about it, it's like short of becoming a doctor or a lawyer, but like I've even got a friend who is a lawyer who is no longer a lawyer anymore, and they do other stuff now. And I was like, but didn't you just like have to go like study and train for like 11 million years for that? Like, yeah, and I worked in the industry for 20 years, but now I want something else with my life. It's just like, okay. I'm seeing the conversation between Lisby and John about, about Facebook prison sentences. Knitspin Girl says, I still don't know what I want to be when I grow up. See, and that's my problem. I still don't know either. But I've got a fair idea and I'm working on a path right now. So I'm pretty happy. Just gotta, make it work. I don't know if you want John being your Facebook guru. It just feels counterproductive to me if you actually want to post on Facebook. I don't know. What do you guys all think? Gosh. Francis says, I'm onto my 4th career. Yeah, it's really common, and my mum was saying that when she was younger, people planned to be in their job for life. And it was weird if they even changed companies, even with a similar role, rather than just staying with the same company. Like I've got family friends who worked for one company for 45 years. And like from when they were old enough to get a job until when they retired. And you're just like, really? Like, really? Well, it just worked for them. Whereas that's happening less and less now. Jackie says she needs to grow up first. Oh gosh, that's kind of me, right? Like I had a fairly decent milestone birthday the other week, and I was sort of sitting there thinking about it. I'm like, I do not feel like I'm that old. I don't. So I just don't. Um, Linda says, I must be a boring person still working admin, never really did anything else. Then again, my retirement plan is to running a dyeing business. Linda, you are a dyer now as well. So, yeah, different already. You're already planning a second. Um, let me see, like Game Widows has been a babysitter, nursery person, checkout chick, swimwear sales. See, I would put nursery person, checkout chick. That would all be retail, bank teller, a bursa, massage therapist. Yeah, like you've done a lot of admin, a lot of retail, and massage therapy is different again too. So I'm just reading John's. He's hilarious. Natalie says, my son is in year 10. So in Australia, we have 12 years of school. So year 10 is the third last year of high school. My son is in year 10 and is feeling the pressure to pick a uni subject, but he has conflicting industries. I tell him I still don't know what I want to be. And depending on the school that your kids go to, my daughter's school really were like, you know what? Pick subjects you like. Like, unless you are planning on becoming like a biologist or a doctor or something like that, where you absolutely must do your math sciences, pick subjects you like, because when you look at it, most degrees now, you need English. That's it. Um, and even then, it's the mid-level English. It's not even the top-level English. So just study, like, just do the subjects that you like, and you may find a career path doing subjects that you like. Like, it's kind of hilarious. Abby was doing biology and dropped out of biology, hated doing biology, and does full arts and humanities. And now she's going off to be a vet nurse. So her science year level, Abby was like, because he's also, because he's the year level, but he's also in charge of the sciences at Abby's school. When she had to take the paperwork because she goes to the vet clinic one day a week. So she had to fill in all this paperwork so that the school knew she was at the vet clinic. And I've got a croak in my throat. Hang on. Sorry. And he's looked at it and he was just like, didn't you quit science? She was like, yep. And he's like, you know, this is science that you're doing here. And she was like, yeah. He was he was blown away. And he's probably the biggest positive driving force for her of the whole thing, and is not even one of her teachers now. So I love that. I love that he just loves it so much that it doesn't even matter that he's not her teacher. He still checks in like, how's it going? Are you still doing it? So I just think it's pretty cool because he has a true passion for science. I love it when a teacher has an actual passion for the subject. They're not just teaching it because the school needs a teacher for that subject. Look at you guys listing all the things. Oh, I forgot the job I actually went to uni for, which was a music teacher. That's kind of funny. Kathy's letting us know her projects upstairs and downstairs. Downstairs project is Attic 24 hydrangea, 34 rows to go. Oh, I'll have to see if I can find it. I'm not the biggest fan of it's hydrangeas that are the big balls. No, is that a hydrangea? The big balls that are kind of that bluey color, and they sometimes can be a bit paler or a bit brighter depending on what the food is. Is that a hydrangea? Oh, man, I need to see a photo of a hydrangea now before I go any further. Anyway, whatever that is, I saw a photo of like a new version of it that's like strawberries and cream, which is pink and white. And I was just like, oh my God, not the biggest fan of the blue one, but love the pink and white one so much. Nitspin Girl says, a friend did 4 years of chemistry at university, or college, and then decided she never wanted to see another lab as long as she lived. So now she's a librarian. Wow. Um, yeah, Kathy has upstairs and downstairs projects, which is awesome. I think it's awesome. Lisby said, stayed in admin traineeship, off to uni for psych, majored in occupational health and safety. I think that's what that is. I could be wrong. Like, you guys will have to tell me. Good. I saw the hydrangea pig too. I think it was in the US. Would love to get hold of one here. Yeah, Leslie. It was a hydrangea pig. Yes, good. Because I'm not the biggest fan of hydrangeas. I don't like that particular shade of blue in a garden. I don't know why. Um, but seeing it with the pink and the white, I was just like, oh man, I want that. Um, that would be kind of hard because Sally doesn't have an upstairs downstairs because she has a single story house. Me too, Sally. Me too. But I could build a dungeon, and I could have a craft dungeon, and I could have a project for the craft dungeon, and it could be like a reverse dungeon where I lock myself in there so that I can work on my dungeon project, and not be interrupted by, the world. Craft dungeons. Who else wants a craft dungeon? Is it just me? Am I the only person who wants a craft dungeon? I mean, I'm okay with that if I am, but I think a craft dungeon would be the way to go. Um, Gosh, so many different jobs. I am nearly on. I'm into the last bit. I just need the pattern to tell me what I'm supposed to be doing here, because I can guess, but I'd probably be wrong. Natalie Power says I wanted hydrangeas in my wedding bouquet, but they were out of season. Oh, I wanted something else and ended up with lilies because of seasonal stuff. I didn't mind the lilies; they're all right. Um, Dolores, you and me in our craft dungeons. Absolutely. Vampire says that she'd prefer a craft palace to a craft dungeon. Much more comfy. So the difference being is other people might want to come into your craft palace, whereas you get to have the dungeon to yourself. You don't have to share it. So yeah. Um, Hang on a second. What have I done here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can't count is what the problem is. There we go. That makes more sense, doesn't it? Oh yeah. Yep. Our issue with our florist was the lilies that we got, most of them weren't open. So yeah, that was frustrating. We had to exchange flowers like a week out from the wedding, and then the ones that we got weren't even open for the photos. So yeah. The color of the hydrangea has something to do with the soil acidity or lack thereof. Yeah. It's a specific thing that can change the color, but these pink and white ones are actually a different like a different genus. So I think that's pretty cool. My first job was a traineeship for a local MP, which is Minister of Parliament, and in that job to I got to speak to Gough Whitlam on the phone. Oh wow, that's pretty cool. Vampire can have the palace. I'll have the dungeon. My dungeon, get out. See, that's how I feel about it as well. It's my dungeon. Get out of my dungeon. So yes. All right, we finished a row. Yay, row's finished. Woo-hoo. So excited. Let's move on. Yay, craft row finished. Party's over. Pick the next color. All right. Sue says my office is my craft room, so while I'm working, I have my crafting stuff around me and vice versa. See, my problem is this used to be my craft room, and now it is my YouTube studio and my office. So just about all of my craft got kicked out. Currently, it's taking up the dining table and the dining room, which uh, is not on my husband's list of ideal things to have, which apparently I have to sort out very soon. He's starting to get very sick of it, which is understandable, but means it's just going to have to go because there's nowhere else for it to go. Our house is small. So, yeah, it's like I don't have a craft room anymore, which makes me sad. I have sadness due to the lack of craft room. So I'm back to crafting on the couch in the lounge room and not being able to leave my project down because Louis steals the yarn. So yeah, it is definitely something that is not my favorite. Let me just look here. Yes, that goes on there. You guys know the drill. This first section always just feels wrong. Like it's just like, am I sure that's where the stitch goes? It just feels off. But it's correct apparently. Yeah, I would love to get a little shed or something that was it has to be watertight is the problem. And I just yeah, I we've got like a garden shed, but it gets spiders and stuff in it. So I don't want that kind of shed. I want like a proper sealed shed. That would be amazing, but it's not gonna happen, not here. Um, Artux says, "I don't have a craft room either, I just have a craft chair." I don't even have a craft chair. 5 and then 1, 2, 3. Um, yeah, I kinda miss having all my extra spaces because I had the shack out in the front yard, which all of this went into, as well as all the Fiberific stock from the website, and because there was a couch there, I quite often crafted out there, and my spinning wheels and stuff all lived out there. And now they don't live out there because that's gone. Everything is in the house, including all the Fiberific stock, which is not ideal. Knitspin Girl says, "I live on my own. I have a craft house." That is awesome. Ruth says, "My daughter wants to get me a she shed." Oh, that's cool. Um, Little vintage caravans are cute, done up for craft spaces. I think that would be adorable. I absolutely think it would be amazing, but they're quite expensive at the moment. Judith Taylor, trades are important. Yes, they are, Judith. Absolutely agree. And I think, in my opinion, I think at least in Australia, I don't know if it's the case for other places in the world. I think that there's too much push for university degrees, and not enough push for what have I done here? Uh, uh, 245, okay, I see. That's in the right spot, but I worked in the wrong stitch next to it. Yeah, I think there's too much push for university degrees and not enough push for trades. And then you have what's going on here now, which is we have a shortage of tradespeople, um, because kids are, like I don't know what the deal is in other countries, but basically to become a tradesperson here in Australia, you've got to become an apprentice. And I was chatting with a girl who's an apprentice hairdresser, which I know is a little bit different, but she went from working at like Pizza Hut as a delivery driver, um, to deciding like in a like at early 20s that she wanted to be a hairdresser, and her wages dropped to a third of what she was getting as a Pizza Hut delivery driver. And she's expected to supply her own scissors and like, and it's the same thing for like plumbers and stuff like that, and builders and carpenters. They're expected to maintain their own vehicle, have their own tools, and yet they're being paid like an absolute pittance. And I just think, especially now, like cost of living in Australia is just going through the roof. But apprentices are still expected to have what they're supposed to have as a fully qualified builder, plumber, whatever. So whatever tools they're supposed to have, and except they're not given enough pay to do that. I know of one friend's son who's an apprentice, and if he wasn't living at home, he'd be homeless because apprentice wages aren't even paying enough to rent a room in a share house. So, yeah, I don't know how they expect these kids to decide to go and become apprentices with apprenticeship wages the way they are. I don't know if there's any special deals or rates or anything, but as far as I'm aware, apprentices just get paid an absolute pittance, and I mean, I know they're learning on the job. I get that. I get that they're learning on the job and that they don't deserve a full wage. I get that as well. But like we're talking my daughter who is 16 and works at Woolies 17. She's 17 now. Whoops. She works at the local grocery store. She gets paid more than an apprentice, and she's a checkout chick. And I don't think that's right. Honestly, I don't think that's right. Insurance for tradies, yeah, absolutely. I believe that. Judith is late. That's all right, Judith. You're allowed to come and go. Lisby says they do get a tool allowance. That's good. I'm glad to hear that. Sue says at least with an apprenticeship, you getting paid to learn. At uni or TAFE, it costs you to learn. That is also true. But the difference is at uni, you can usually still be still have access to like Oz study and things like that. Whereas if you're a tradesperson, like an apprentice, you don't have access to that stuff. Yeah, Jackie, you're right. Apprentices are paid as if they're still leaving school after year 10 and like they're still living at home. Yes. Whereas most, as far as I'm aware, you are not eligible to be an apprentice unless you're finish year 12 now. I think that's I don't know. I don't know if that one's 100% certain or if that's just parents saying you can't sign up until after you finish grade 12. I don't know. They should, yeah, I agree. They should up apprentice wages to be closer to minimum wage. Yes. They're about half of minimum wage, apprentice wages. John says we have 4-year trade schools where half the year they do academics and the other half a year they do apprenticeships. So depending on the apprenticeship that you're doing in Australia, it's a similar sort of thing. You'll have, it's not so much half a year at trade school and you'll have like days of the week. So you'll have like 3 days a week on site and 2 days a week in class. So they're still having to do that. They're still having to do those days as well. So, you know, they're working and they've still got to do assignments and things like that too. Lisby says you can start your apprenticeship training in high school and then you can go straight into a second year of apprenticeship. That's cool. That drops it down a little because most apprenticeships are 4 years. Is that right? Yeah, and yeah, that's the trade schools in the US are like our technical colleges or our TAFEs here in Australia. So yeah. No one wants to be the driver, they want to be driven. Won't be that long until no one is qualified to repair basic infrastructure. I agree with you. Yep. No plumbers, no builders. Yep. Each year your wages increase. By the 4th year, you're on near trade wages. Okay, well, that's good to know as well. But yeah, first year, you wanna make sure you're still living at home because 'cause you're not gonna get enough to cover rent. This is a secondary school, though, year 9 to 12. Our Oh, okay, so trade school is high school, whereas our TAFEs are outside of the high school system. Like, high school students can do TAFE courses, but they have to be like, they still can be at high school at the same time. They can do both. If you can show you've got the basic skills for a year of training, you can get through an apprenticeship in less than 4 years. Oh, that's good too. I know that they're trying to work on it and make it fairer and things like that, but I just find it a bit frustrating. Like this poor chick, I was like talking to her. She was washing my hair at the basin, and we were just talking about, you know, stuff, and she was just like, to be honest, it was a really hard decision because she'd already been living out of home for 2 years and had to decide what she was going to do. So yeah. My son worked shocking hours while he did his first apprenticeship. He completed 2 trades by the time he turned 25. School was not for him. Yeah, that's the thing. Like sitting in a classroom is not for every person. Some people need to get their hands dirty and get into it. So yeah, there's a lot of and I just think like I like universities. I think they're important and I think that we do still need doctors and we do still need nurses and we need, you know, teachers and all the other things that I've probably just skipped over that require university degrees. We do need those. But we also need to remember that, you know, people are worried about the number of police officers per capita because in Australia, you have to have a degree before you're allowed to apply to become a police officer, unless there's, like, special circumstances. So and apparently, I don't think it matters what the degree is in, you just have to have completed a degree, which I think is it's stupid. I think if you've got a law degree or something like that, that would be helpful, but I don't understand what any other degree you would need. But yeah, it's crazy how it all works, but yeah, so, um, and I think things like that where it's just like, "Oh, yeah, you've got a degree, that's awesome," but the degree is in no way related in any shape, fashion, or form. All it's doing is proving that you can stick to something for 4 years. Yes, game widows, agree. We need doctors and such, but we also need garbage collectors and plumbers and road builders, yes, and shop assistants and taxi drivers and cleaners and bakers and there's so many things that you can do. Anyway, this is an interesting discussion topic for us. We don't normally go this sort of deep. Um, most do criminology, but it's about having some life skills. Yeah, police officers generally need a year or two in law. There's judicial type and degrees aimed at the police as well. Um, I have a friend with a degree in music who joined the police force. Yeah, I believe it. 2, 4, 5. What have I done? I- I've got too many. I've got to. I think my previous row was a little bit loose, so I've got to just make sure I'm lining up the stitches right. Look at us being all grown up. I know, having mature conversations. Ooh, it feels weird and wrong. Um, pretty much all 4-year degrees, pretty much all a 4-year degree shows is that you can be taught. Yeah, I kind of agree. Lisby says there's also police officers with scientific degrees that do go into forensics. Yeah, that's different. That's different. Like you would like your forensic officers to have forensic degrees. Absolutely. Lisby says employment-based stuff is my jam. Hey, Freaky, welcome to the chat. Um, what was that? I saw a comment. Hang on. I have a music degree. I became a massage therapist. Oh. Most medical schools in Australia are second degrees now. Really? Gosh. Fair enough. Righto. I did not know that. That's bizarre. Um, oh, Francis says, but that was after 20 years of failing to earn a living in Australia as a professional musician. Yeah. My brother-in-law is a professional musician. He's doing all right, I think. He gigs and he records and he also teaches. So he's, shuffled around a bit. Jackie says, I have a master's in sports science, but now I work with maps. Do you know what? I don't have a degree. I finished high school and the advice that my family gave me was, you need a job. Go and get a job. So that's what I did. Mm. My tea is still warm. I wouldn't say it's hot. Definitely drinkable for now. No, Ruth had to frog. Oh. Um, Natalie says I did 3 years at TAFE, different levels of business admin working up to my diploma. The Melbourne model. Get a bachelor's degree that means little until you go through postgrad to be qualified. That makes sense. Um, I'm one of the free people I know. Free people? I'm one of the free people. Do you mean few people? I know that build a whole career out of my degree. What an 18-year-old decides workplace health and safety is for her. This one. Hey, fair enough. Like, and this is the thing. Everybody is different. I love that that you've made what your degree is in your life, but it's not the usual anymore, and not certainly not for the kids coming through now. Artuk says, I was going for a bachelor in IT, but had to drop out due to disability. I still spend most of my time with computers, though. I was accepted into a degree in IT, but I was actually accepted into 6 different degrees, but my family were like, "No, you need a job. You can look at uni later." And that's as far as I got. I just started working and just kept working. So, yeah. I I was let me think. The degrees I applied for were IT degrees and theater, lighting, and sound degrees. I can't remember the actual name. There was a name for it. But yeah. So I was accepted into 3 IT degrees at different unis around Australia and 3 degrees for arts technology it was, so lighting and sound in the arts. Which is kind of funny considering what I do now. Technology with the computers and lighting and sound. Now I just blended both of my wish degrees into one job. Oh my gosh. John says I started at electrical engineering but got deployed with the army, having to take a year and a half off school screwed things up. Yeah, I'm sure it would. Now my economics diploma hangs over my toilet. Oh my gosh. Um, Game Widow says I loved my TAFE qualified career. I'd still be doing it, but I smashed my elbow, so it stopped me from massaging. Fair enough. Sometimes life just gets in the way, doesn't it? And it just makes it so you have to change, have to pivot. It's kind of what's happened to me. Like, I was really happy dying the yarn, like, so that people don't think I'm just dying. Um, I was really happy with that and really enjoyed it. And then I just had to stop. But then I needed to pivot. So that's where the extra businesses come into place because the bills still have to be paid. Um, so yeah, it's one of those things. My music degree teaching job caused me to get burnt out and pneumonia and was also being paid more at my second retail job. Oh my gosh. Um, Bruce says I got a degree in medical as a medical assistant, but also in the School of Hard Knocks. Yeah, I think life skills are super important and that they should not be discounted for sure. We are cranking through these rows. I'm nearly done the second row here, you guys. Crochet Claire says, I couldn't wait to leave school, never knew I wanted to do check out chick for 12 years, then made Ugg boots for 8 years, and now I teach crochet. Yeah. We just don't know where life's going to take us. And I think one of the ways that they're teaching kids at the moment is not so much like by rote learning, which is kind of what I was taught, but it's more about learning how to learn, if that makes sense, so that they can pivot and they can change, and it's not such a shock to the system. It's kind of they're expecting it rather than we're like, "Holy crap, how did that happen?" They'll be like, "Oh yeah, I planned for this. I planned to be able to change and pivot." Um, so I like that to a degree. To a degree. Ha 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 ha. I'm so funny. Um, uh, yes, let me just there's not much left here. I'm so relieved that I worked this camera thing out. It was basically I get to change the image output, but it's in like 5 different places and I'd only fixed it in 4. And so it was like everything is blurry, everything is it would have been awesome on my face, it would have made me look really young and beautiful, but on my hands where you wanna actually be able to see the fact that I'm crocheting, and it's not just colorful sort of images blurring around the screen. Um, when I left school, you were weird if you didn't know what you wanted to do. I've always been a little bit weird. Yeah. When I was at school, only about half of the kids from grade 10 finished grade 12 because so many went off and did trades and or just went to work in retail or whatever. Um, and those that finished year 12, like most of them went off to uni. So it was really bizarre when like there's a couple that went off to join the fence force. There was a couple that just went off to work like me. Um, but like you had to do all the testing for uni. You had to get all the scores. Whereas now, like for Abby, she decided straight up she's not going to uni because she's doing these vet things, which aren't university, they are TAFE. Um, and so she doesn't need the score, so she is not doing the score testing, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm just like, "Really?" She's like, "Yeah, why put myself through the stress? I don't have any of the subjects that's gonna make it so I can have it," and I'm just like, "Okay, alright." I spoke to the school like, "Yeah, with the subject she's chosen, she's actually not eligible." I was just like, "Okay." Oh my gosh, Leanne is, like, dissing out on Claire in the chat here. Um, yeah, it's Francis says, "Time for a weaving break." Yes, with weaving, I always have to I find I've gotta get up and move around more than like, with when I'm crocheting or knitting, I can sit and do that for hours, but with weaving, I don't know what it is. It might be, like, the action of leaning forward and leaning back, and I'm like, my core needs a break. So I've gotta go and stand up and sit somewhere else for a while. Um, Jackie says, "The change happened while I was in high school. When I started, you only went to year 12 if you wanted to go to uni. But by the time I left, just about everyone finished year 12." Yeah. Um, Game Widows, you're 100% right. Abby's, the what do they call that? The counselor, the guidance counselor, has actually told Abby, like, not to even worry that she's not eligible for her is it ATAR? I don't even know what it's called anymore, like the score, because a couple of years after she finishes high school, it's not even gonna matter, and her TAFE courses will be worth more than whatever that score was. So, yeah. Francis says, "My it is an ATAR. Certificates and degrees help you get your ATAR score. Messing, even if you didn't do well in high school, you can get into a degree later in life if you want to." Um, my neck and I love employment and learning, helping people explore jobs and careers is my jam. Yes. Yeah. So, because of the subjects that Abby has, she's not eligible for her ATAR, but she's still eligible for her year 12. And her TAFE courses that she's doing, like her Cert 2 in hospitality and now the Cert 2 in animal studies, they actually get put towards the point system for her year 12. It's so bizarre. But anyway, to help her pass year 12, even if she fails some subjects. So, yeah. Daniel finished year 12 with no intention of going to uni. I was concerned at the time. No need to be. Nope. No. I know, like, my husband's university degree qualified, and he was a bit like, "What do you mean she's not gonna be able to go to uni?" And I'm like, "She doesn't need to." And he was like, "Yeah, but," and I was like, "She doesn't need to for the job career path that she wants. She doesn't need a degree." And so I think it took more convincing of my husband than it did of the school. But he's used to it now. He actually thinks it was a good decision for her. So, and I agree. I think it was a good decision for her. New degrees and jobs are being developed all the time. Something might spark some interest later. Oh, absolutely. I was chatting with somebody who runs a business helping YouTube creators. They sort of manage stuff. It's bizarre. Like they do all sorts of stuff. Um, and they put out a job, like a job ad, and I was just chatting to them. I'm like, "So what kinds of applicants are you looking for with this? Like what kinds of degrees would there's a mosquito flying around here. It's Did I get it? I think I just got it. We'll soon find out if it comes back. And they were like, "Oh, no, we're not expecting any degree qualifications for the," like, there's no specific degree qualification that covers this, but people with marketing degrees or communication degrees or journalism degrees, they would be useful, but there's no actual degree that covers this. And I was just like, "Really?" And they're like, "Yeah, it's a new job. It's there's no education out there for it yet, like, for it specifically." And I was like, "Oh, wow, okay. That's new." 2, 4, 5, 1, 2, and then 1. We're at the end. It's all different. And then, yeah, uni's not for all kids. I agree. Absolutely. You can pick up just about anything as a mature age student, and I think that kicks in at about 25. I only did 1 year 10 and went straight to a master's in my 30s. Yeah. Like, that's the thing. I actually don't have a problem with, people needing to go and work for a little while and work out what it is they want to do. The number of people that get a degree and then actually hate the industry. Oh, hello, Louis. He's snuck in very quietly. Do you want to come up and say hello to all the peoples? Do you want to come and say hello? Come here, you. I gotcha. Oh, don't fall off the table. Don't step on the keyboard. Don't step on the keyboard. There we go. Louis Cam. Louis. Up here. Louis, don't lick the microphone. Up here. Say hello. Ruth says, I went straight into military after high school. Yeah, lots of people do. With the rate of change in knowledge and information at the moment, they reckon the stuff you learn in the first of an engineering or IT degree is out of date by the time you finish. Yeah, that's pretty much always been the case, I think. Are you right there, Lou? Are you good? I can't crochet with you right there. Not that you care. You don't care. It's become Louis Cam now. Don't lick the microphone. It's not for eating. You're blocking the chat too. I can't see what people are saying. You don't care. But you're like, I've got my blanket. So this blanket sits on a crate and Louis has taken to sleeping on it now. And if it's up somewhere where he can't, just shake the whole table, dog. If it's up please don't do that here. If it's up somewhere where he can't get it, he actually pulls the blanket down. Oh, come on. It's PG-13, dude. PG-13. Look at him all fluffy. Yeah. Looks like Louis, it's tasty. Don't listen to Artsog. He is wrong. We'll just go with Louis Cam for a while. That's my cup of tea. It's not for dogs. It's not. But yeah, so I think he thinks this blanket's for him. So, we've had discussions where he can't chew on it. He doesn't listen. It's, it's his and he's in charge of it. And you're not the boss of me kind of discussion. Yeah. Louis, I'm finished my row and I need to join on the next. Can we work on that while you're right there? I don't know if we can. I'm going to try. Next row. Up we go. Louis is nearly 2, aren't you? Yes, you are. Here's a muffet. Don't look at my face. Here's a muffet. Yes, and he also disagrees. He does disagree. Yes, you do. Can I work on this? My concern is more not that I can actually physically work on it. It's that he's going to be very interested in the yarn. He's part cat. No, this is for me. It's not for dogs. So I started the blanket before. No, stop it. Get your nose out of the way so I can. Come on. You guys can't see this, but he's putting his face right where I'm trying to put the stitch in. No, it's not going to work with him right here. He's going to have to move down. Nettie, good morning. My budgie didn't tell me it was Thursday. Oh, okay. Don't eat the crochet hook. It's not for dogs. Did I start the blanket before he was born? I don't know if I did. Did I? I could have. I don't even know anymore, honestly. Possibly. The blanket could possibly be older than Louis, and it's not even finished. Does the blanket age count until it's finished and then go, oh, look at my brand new blanket? It's all finished. Yes. All right. Are you going to hop down on the floor now? It's like, no, I'm sleeping. Don't let her push you around, Louis from Artsog. Goodness me. You're not going to let me. You're like, no, I'm here now. I don't need. But you're right. You're right in the way. Move your head back. It's like, no, you're not the boss of me. Just let me join the yarn on at least, all right, dude? Oops, I did the wrong thing there. You're distracting me, Lulu. You're very distracting. Adorable distraction. September 2019 was when the pattern was really. Oh my god! No, don't eat the yarn. That's it. You're going. You down. You go. Come on, you. Oh, you big old flop. He's like, I don't want to get put down. I can't read the chat from here. You started at the beginning of the plague stuff. Love Louis' clip. Yeah, we get him a puppy clip every time. He doesn't like being brushed. He gets really upset, so we just keep him super short, so it's not as big an issue. All right, down we go. Don't destroy anything. Okay, the Louis show is over for now. For now. Was it 2019? For some reason I thought it was 2022. 2020. Not 2022. It is 2022. But I thought the pattern came out in 2020. Jeez. Now I feel even worse that I'm not finished yet. Thanks, John. I'm upset now. It's John's fault. It's all John's fault. Can someone confirm that? Before I get too sad. 3, 4, 5. Ju says at 18. Hang on, it's got to come over here to the other screen where I can see better. At 18, in general nursing interview, decided I didn't want to do, gave deplorable interview, missed year 12 eligibility. So at 22, could only do EN training. 30 odd years later, at 52, gained a Bachelor of Nursing. Awesome. September 2019, because we were locked down in March 2020 and I was getting paid unemployment to work on my blanket. Oh no. Yeah, Leanne, we're terrible parents, both of us. You need to finish that blanket, Leanne. Francis wants lunch suggestions. Simple lunch suggestions for Francis. Throw them in the chat. I today will be having leftover taco mince, and I'm a total cheater, and I stick all the taco stuff in a bowl. So I've got, what have I got there? I've got lettuce, tomato, guacamole, cheese, sour cream, and then I heat up the meat and throw the meat on the top and then fold it through while it's all hot. Oh, John, I'm so glad you were wrong. It was 2020, not 2019. Oh, but yeah, that's what I'm going to have. It's going to be delicious, and I'm really looking forward to it. Just to say that really fast. September 2020. Oh my gosh. I mean, that feels far enough away for me, right? Like in all honesty, that feels far away. Louis's birthday is October, so technically the blanket is older than Louis. I think because Louis's birthday was in October, but we didn't get him till February. Kathy says, I finished my queen in December 2020. Oh, gosh. Taco bowl. Yes, I love a good taco bowl. I'm that person who goes to the burrito bar and asks for a burrito, but in a bowl. I don't want to eat it as a burrito. And I love at Guzman y Gomez, you can just order a burrito bowl and so that you like because you're missing out on the actual burrito, they actually pop in a couple of corn chips, which I just love. I think it's awesome. It's very filling. I love a burrito bowl from Guzman y Gomez. Oh, so good. I would like that for lunch over my taco bowl of homemade origins. Toast with avocado and lots of pepper was what I had yesterday. Yes, I love good avocado toast. Abby has gotten right into having bagels. So she likes to toast her bagel, cream cheese, avocado. I personally like cream cheese, tomato, and black pepper on my bagels. Holly says, if it makes you feel better, I only just finished my Jada and Stitches 2019 calendar blanket this past weekend. Yes, it does make me feel better. Thank you, Holly. I'm not, what have I done here? I'm not alone in my slow project mode. And you know what's really bizarre? It's like I'm actually quite a fast crocheter, like in the scheme of things. But it did get put into it got put into hibernation for, I want to say 6 months, but I think it was probably a little bit longer. So it did go into hibernation for a little while, and then it's really only being worked on during these live streams. So it's only getting 2 hours, not even 2 hours a week. Every now and again, I'll pull it out and do some extra rows. But at the moment, I've got so many other things I'm trying to get done. This is really the only craft time I've got. So, which is frustrating. But I'm working on stuff for the retreat and working on stuff for my other business and just, life. I'm not even going to read that out, John. I don't know who Jada is, but that just sounds hilarious. Francis says, cream cheese and salmon. I don't like salmon. Salmon's gross. I like tuna, but not salmon. I'm not saying I still haven't finished my queen. I am not saying still haven't finished my baby queen lol. It's still sitting in a timeout basket. Yes. Sometimes I end up in a timeout basket. Natalie says, I just found the ball band for the wool I'm working on, and it's actually called hydrangea. That's so funny. I get it, Holly. I'd pretty much all the crocheted appliques done by December 2019, but it took 2.5 years to sew them on because I hate to sew. Oh, she's way too perky. Oh, really? See, I'd rather someone who's a bit perky and alive than somebody who is like depressingly down. I try to be in the middle somewhere, and I do fluctuate, but the average should be the middle. Her husband helps with the lives, and he's a bit corny. Oh, really? Oh, far out. I wish I had Jada's energy. Look, I probably wish I did too. I'm gonna have to look her up and see who she is and stuff and things. But she pulls the crowd. Oh, does she? That's cool. Is it because she's a designer? Probably. Think of that teacher in Beulah's Day Off Snorefest March. Oh. I'm trying not to get live envy because I don't care that much. I actually like hanging out with you guys, so I'm not that worried how many of you are here. Like I think I'd be worried if no one was here. Yeah. Natalie says it's not just her lives and the jerky camera work. Oh, really? Oh, gosh. Yeah, someone DM me a link. That'd be great. I don't want to put it in this chat here. Sounds like she doesn't need any extra help. I can hear Louis getting up to shenanigans out there. He is legit getting into something that he shouldn't be. How do I know? Because it's making the wrong kinds of crinkling noises. I think he's found the spare tissue box that I hid. John says her tutorials help me figure out the old granny squares in the corner to corner. That's awesome. I'm glad. I love it when a tutorial works, and I don't care whose it is. We're going to make up words now. And I love that there's so many different, my eyes are twitching. I love that there's so many different teachers teaching different styles, different methods, and even just describing things differently, because we all need that. Everyone's got the way that works for them. Are you right? He's like, I have this big piece of elastic that I used to hold the door open, and the knot came underneath and it fell on the floor. Louis just taken that. He just walks in and grabs it and just quietly moves away, like backing up with it in his mouth. And I looked at him and he was like, and just turned around and trotted off. Great teacher and tons of video remind me of a kindy teacher vibe, like a romper rouge. Oh gosh, okay. I like her lives, but I hate all of the interpretations with the super chats. I don't know what that means. I'll have to go and check out a live. Maybe I'll learn something and perk this one up a little. We could bring that romper room vibe over here. Well, someone can pop a link into the fun zone. That would be awesome. Sally said, if it's who I think it is, she reminds me of a play school teacher, a play school presenter. It sounds like that's possibly exactly who it is. I'm probably going to see it and go, oh, I've seen her. Freaky says, but the puppy is enough of a perk, is he not? Look, I think so, but, obviously not everybody thinks so. Oh, interruptions, stupid autocorrect. Look, this is the thing with super chats. I can tell you right now, if someone super chatted me, I would pause whatever it was I was doing, like the second I realized it was there, I would pause and read it out and say thank you, because it's a little bit of extra. It's, an effort that someone's gone to. It's like when I'm trying to make sure I read out all the comments of the channel members. I try not to miss one. There's a lot, so if I do miss one, it's unintentional. But I try to make sure that those people, they get a little bit of special time because they've made that extra effort. I have no issues with that. But if it's like boom, super chat, boom, super chat, boom, super chat, like that could get annoying. And as a viewer, I would understand it, but as a creator, I'd also understand that she would feel the need to comment. Time for me. Oh, Leanne, have an awesome appointment, and we'll catch you later. The Teletubbies scare me. Yeah, a Teletubbies scare me too. I was really happy that when Abby was a toddler, Teletubbies were not her thing. Like, we showed them to her, but she was definitely a Wiggles girl, and Peppa Pig, and In the Night Garden was the other one that Abby liked in. Just dropped Evie off for cut to a groomer that she hasn't been to before. Poor Evie hates her. Oh yeah. It's Louis had the same groomer since we got in, which we're very lucky about, who's very good. Finding the right groomer for your dog is always a bit tricky. She said that Louis is so chill, which I just love. He just sits there and just lets her she says she doesn't even have to put the thing on his neck. He just sits there. He's not trying to jump down. So that's cool. Whereas our last dog that had to get groomed, he was a total psychopath. He did not like being groomed. There is a spinning YouTuber a bit like that. Great information, but can be quite annoying to watch. Well, I mean, I would like to be known for great information and not annoying to watch. Like, that's my big time goals. Great information, not annoying. Oh my gosh. Yep, they're my goals. They're big goals. Looks like everyone's sharing her in the fun zone, so that's cool. All right. Excellent. And then Sally's dropped a link for the fun zone. So if you are not a member of the Fiberific fun zone, why not? Seriously, it's free. Go over to Facebook. You don't have to be a channel member to be part of the fun zone. make sure you answer the questions on the way in or you will not be approved. So, yeah. They're very difficult questions. Very difficult. Things along the lines of, do you like yarn? So hard. Such hard questions. I'm just checking the chat. You girls are bonding over the annoying spinning teacher. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Like there's some instructors that I kind of sit there thinking, oh my God, I'm going to die of boredom before they actually ever get to the point. Then sometimes I'll watch back my videos going, oh my God, I'm going to die of boredom before I ever actually got to the point. Artok said it took me hours to fill out that brutal questionnaire. Oh dear. Yeah, it's the 3 questions. They're basically along the lines of, are you an actual yarn crafter and don't be a douche? Very difficult questions. Very, very difficult questions. Has anyone ever answered no to that question? Not to the do you like yarn? I've had people not want to answer whether or not they're going to try and sell in the group. Like, there's no selling in the group. Do you agree? And there's been people who've left that answer unanswered. They're not allowed in. They don't come in because it's obvious that they're like, I'm definitely going to try and sell to your group. It's just like, dude, that's not what this group is for. And some people don't answer the questions at all, and I just leave them in unjoined limbo. Knitspin Girl says, I enjoy your videos. Wouldn't be here every week if I didn't. I know you guys all enjoy my videos, but like have a think about like if you'd never sat in on a live stream before and this was a live stream, like it would be a bit weird. Like you guys all know me. Like it's like coming and hanging out with mates. This is not work. But yeah, like just think of it from like the perspective of some like they turn up to watch, live craft and chat and there's a dog just laying in the middle of the yarn while we talk about university degrees. Oh, yeah. It is a bit random. I understand how random it is. It's like going against all of the YouTube rules. So basically everything that I teach people to do on their channels, we don't do any of that here. No keeping to the point, no making sure the replay is good for the replay watcher. None of that. But I think the difference is I know it's a conscious decision and I know what the repercussions are and I've accepted those. Holly's just posted a picture of her calendar blanket in the fun zone. So I'll have to check that. For sure. When did we change color yarn? I think it's still a little ways off. Yeah, I'm just double checking. It's actually not that far. Cool. 201 and we're currently on 193. You have to know the rules before you can break the rules. Absolutely. Sally says, I just realized I shared this live to my personal page and not the fun zone. That's all good, Sal. Louis has something. He's like going the full head shaky. There's a name for that. Like whatever it is. He does that with all sorts of people's clothing. He runs out to the lounge room with like bra straps stuck around his head from where he's been flipping it. It's like a regular craft group meetup. Almost nobody talks about craft work. They just do it while they gossip about others. That's how I feel about this. That's exactly how I feel about this, Vampire. We sometimes we do talk about craft stuff a bit. But we just craft while we're talking about other stuff. Or while I talk about other stuff. Yeah. But that's how I see it as well. It's like a gathering of people who are doing a thing. We're all doing different things. I keep thinking about doing a craft along together, but I'd have to get some approval from a designer, and we'd need to plan it for a few weeks. But then, do I make it a knit thing or a crochet thing, or you know what I mean? Like, it's really hard. Um, my kids auditioned from what? Oops, hit enter. Did you hit enter too soon? John says it's not a crafting chat per se, it's a chat of crafters. I love that distinction. Definitely. Oh, audition for Hercules, the pantomime, and both got in. Oh, congratulations to Francis's kids. That's awesome. That's awesome. Can I just say that I hate the heat, but I was excited to use a brand new color today for my temperature blanket. Oh my gosh, yes, I can imagine that getting to do a color change would be exciting. The reason for that color change, not so much. We're all very excited. I bet. It's like total congratulation land. Abby got Abby was really disappointed when she got sick the week before the actual musical that her school was running that she was in, and because she missed out on all of the dress rehearsals, they actually had to replace her part because she was just too sick. So she actually didn't get to, after all the months of rehearsals and everything, because she was sick for that last week, she missed out on being in it, and she was just so disappointed that we ended up buying her a ticket to go and watch it so she could at least support her friends. But because Tim had COVID, Tim and I's tickets just sat there unused. So if we knew that was going to happen, we would have just given her our ticket. But we were hoping to go as well. Oh, just whack the microphone. I hope I didn't deafen you guys by hitting the microphone with a crochet hook. Sorry. I'll try never to do that again. I'm so close to the end of this row, you guys. Do you remember when it was like, oh, yeah, we got 2 rows done. That's so awesome. Now it's like 3 rows standard. 3 rows standard. I'm just keeping an eye on the chat. I'm also like super hyper excited, and I know I'm about to come to the end of a row, so I'm double checking where I'm up to. Sorry, what? I couldn't hear that. Very funny. I think it'd be worse for anybody in headphones. Definitely. Okay. So I'm pretty has the audio quality been all right for you guys? Because I managed to get this microphone all set up apparently properly. I learned something, which is I have to turn one software on before another one. Otherwise, the other software goes, no, but I'm hogging your microphones. But I need both of them to run the live streams. You did hear that? Oops, sorry. It's just because there's so much blanket bulked up here that my hands are actually quite high. Because it's the microphone is a good 30 centimeters off the table. And usually that wouldn't be an issue, but because I've got my cup of tea there, I don't want to get my blanket too close to it. I'll just tidy it up a little just to give us a bit more room here. Audio fine, good. Ruth has headphones on. I'm sorry, Ruth. I did not mean to send a thundering, deafening boof through the headphones. I've moved my hands now. So hopefully, even crazy waving shouldn't get it close enough to the microphone to do anything. It's been girl says audio's been good so far. Don't want to jinx it. Sally says audio's good. I normally wear headphones, but for some reason my Bluetooth headphones won't connect to the laptop. Oh, that's frustrating. I hate it when something that usually works stops working. Ticks me off. YouTube Music has been ticking me off this week. I love YouTube Music, But because I work for multiple YouTube channels, I flick between logins in YouTube to work on the different channels. And I normally have my personal playlist playing. But now whenever I change what login I'm on, it refreshes my music playlist to be whatever that login is, and it's so annoying. I can change it back, but it's, I don't get to go back to the song I was in the middle of. Um Oh, okay. Vampy, good point. Audio is great provided you don't lean really far away. When you lean to the far side of the table, you're a little muffled, which is kind of the point of this microphone is it only picks up really close to it. So I have to remember not to move around. Whereas the old one used to pick up the whole room. I could walk away and it wouldn't make any difference. And this one, it's like I could do like total radio voice, which I'm not going to do. Oh, I'm like, what am I doing here? I need to. All right, so it was that, then that, then those 5 is right, then that, then 2. And that goes on there. And then 2. 1 and 2. And then the finish off. Sorry, I'm away from the microphone again. Finish off. Yay! Bam. And when I lean in, I get louder. Yay! I finished another row. Woot woot. All right, we are on to row 195 for the second time. Where's my pen? Do I even have a pen? I don't even know if I do. I think I took it out. That is one. I have a green Fiberific pen. I use my digital chart for most of it. But so I can keep track of the colors, the color changings, I keep a paper one just for that. Okay, well, I'm not going to start another row because I won't get it finished. And then I have to carefully maneuver the blanket around because it's got balls of yarn attached to it, which is just all kinds of frustrating. So I'm just going to move this. It's quite a large blanket. It's very big. Okay. This is how my desk usually looks. You ready? There you go. Keyboard on a mouse pad. That's it. La, la, la. And no yarn. The yarn disappears too. No yarn. There's always a coffee cup. Louis just come in, seriously, and he's looked at how I've dumped the blanket on the chair and has given me this look of like, I can't believe you've put my blanket like that. Let me look. I'm just going to catch the chat here. I'm just going back. Louis back. Dumb question. Blue Hoot has turned on your Mac. I'm sure of it. But that sort of thing. I'm sorry. I don't think I understand the question. Yeah, maybe it's not for me. I'm like, no idea. Look, dude, come here. Do you want to come back up? Do you want to come up? We've got time. You can come and say hello. Here, you can come and sit on the desk. Oh, it's for Sally. Okay, cool. Come here. Oh, he's doing the let me outside dance. I'm not going to let him outside. Not yet. 8 minutes, dude. 8 minutes. He's just looked at me like, no, that's too long. Alrighty. Let me have a look here. That's for Sally. Cutest puppy. Well, third behind Woody and Possum. I understand Louis needing to line up behind your dogs. I get that. Sue Ellen. As an aside, thank you for the recommendation for the T2 licorice legs. Tastes great. And I think it helps my throat. I think it helps mine too. but when it's hot, when it's cold, not so much. Mm. That's pretty much the look I'm getting. Artzog is release me from this prison. Yes, that's definitely the look I'm getting. And a big part of that's probably because I looked at the time and I was going to let him out before the live stream and decided against it because I was like, then I've got to try and get him back in, and it's always a pain in the butt, so I'm not going to. So he hasn't been out since about 8 o'clock. So it's like a lot of hours. It's a lot of hours. How many people will it take to get your blanket in the clothesline when it comes to wash it? I don't even know. I am dreading how heavy it's going to be when it's wet. Yeah, I'm dreading it. Lisby's catching up on the live, I think, but she agrees it's not a new blanket until it's finished. Yeah. I'm totally gonna be like, check out my new blanket, everybody, on the socials. And they'll be like, haven't you been posting photos of this blanket for years? Yes, but now it's finished. Yeah. So this week I need to finish my friends mitts that I'm making for my mum, which is some knitting. It's only a little project, so I'm powering through that. Um, and then I also have some like other stuff I've got to get done for the other side of my business. Plus, also I have a live stream booked up on the other channel. I've actually got a few lined up now for the other channel. I have got what else is there? Retreat stuff. So much retreat stuff. Which is one of the reasons why I wanted to make sure this desk is clear because, today I will be, doing things that need some space. Will it even fit in your machine? Look, no, I don't think so. Not once it's done. I think I'm going to have to take it somewhere to wash it. Probably just take it up to a laundromat. They've got the big ginormo machines and just throw it in there, wash it. And look, seriously, I'm going to toss it in the dryer. Like, I don't care. Like, hopefully it doesn't melt. If I can put it on like I don't know. We'll see. I'll see. Okay. Um. Rebecca, yeah, you did miss the start, but that's okay. You can watch the replay. It was forecast to rain and never did, so I had to water the garden in the dark. Oh no. Yeah, Francis is calling my name. John does his acrylics on high. Good to know. Most of my blankets are cotton. I don't actually do a lot of blankets in acrylic. I actually don't use a lot of acrylic, but for this blanket was just I wanted the colors and I couldn't get the colors in the cotton that I could afford at the time. John says the spin cycle will actually dry it out pretty well. Cool. When's is the next your other YouTube live? Next Friday, I think. Like not tomorrow, but I really hope it's not tomorrow. Let me just check. I think it's next Friday. And now I'm panicking because maybe it is tomorrow. Oh my gosh, hang on a second. I'm just opening it up and having a look. No, next Friday. Phew. And then there's one 2 weeks after that, and another one. I think it's 2 to 3 weeks, 3 weeks after that. So every couple of weeks, not every week, and a big mix of people. But yeah, so it's not this Friday; it's next Friday. And there'll be nothing on the other channel for the Friday after because I'll be at retreat. Or at least I'll be leaving for a retreat. Louis has decided that whoever that is can go away. So yeah. Hang it outside and hose it down. No, I think I would like to give it a proper wash. Lisby says I started well after everyone started making it in early 2021 for James's birth. Tomorrow is his first birthday. That is awesome. How are you guys going with the Louis barking? Because he's still barking here. I don't know if you can hear it or not. Who's your guest? If you have one. I do. Her name is Serena Ryan. And she will be my guest in next Friday. But we can talk more about that next Thursday as well. Speaking of cotton, we drove home from Armidale on Monday and there was cotton all over the side of the road. My dear hubby allowed me to stop a couple of times. Oh my gosh, that's so exciting. Make sure you give it a little wash. Give it a wash and then let it dry and then do what you want to do with it because it's got like road growth on it. I mean, like what's bitumen dust, not road growth. Francis don't care about the barking, can hear the barking, but it's in the background. Awesome. Now I have a big bag of bowls to spin, but definitely not enough. Yeah, it's definitely a go away bark, isn't it? It's like, oi, go away, don't touch my gates. Yeah. Yeah, free cotton. So basically, like I know that when I drive down, like it's all through like I can't think of the area, but around Armidale and further north. It's just on the sides of the highway. So what happens is they just load it into the trucks and it blows out of the trucks. So yeah, it would be the New South Wales Armidale. Yeah. Well, my friends, I'm going to call it and head off. It's been awesome, awesome, awesome hanging out with you all, and I'm so glad you come and hang out with me. It is the highlight of my week every week. It's like everything else is flexible and can be moved. This can not. So I love it. I love it. And so I will see you here next Thursday. Probably still working on my queen. And keep an eye out on the channel. The notification for a video should come through. So if you are subscribed, click the notification bell and you'll get a notification when the next video comes in. And I would love it if you could comment on that video. If you could write something, like anything at all would be awesome. As long as it's nice, don't be mean. And I'll see you all next week and you can tell me if you liked the video or not. If you didn't write whether you liked it or not in the comments. Anyway, bye.